Have you ever found yourself wide awake at 3 a.m., staring into the dark, wondering why sleep just won't come? If you're an older woman, this isn't just a random nuisance. It's your body whispering something important about your health, your feelings, or maybe even what's ahead. I'm here to share 5 simple, powerful steps to turn those restless nights into moments of peace and clarity. Stick around to the end, because step 4 is the one most people overlook, and it might just be the secret to better sleep and a healthier you. Before we dive in, I'd love it if you'd hit that like button. It helps me keep sharing these golden nuggets for life's later years. Not subscribed yet? Tap subscribe and the bell so you never miss a tip. If you enjoy this, comment number 1 below or 0 if it's not your vibe so I can tweak things for you. Ready? Let's get started. Step 1. Don't fight for sleep. Try this. Instead, picture this. It's the middle of the night, and your eyes spring open like they've got a mind of their own. You glance at the clock. 3:17 a.m. glows back at you, mocking your exhaustion. Instantly, your brain kicks into overdrive. If I drift off now, I'll snag 3 hours. No, 2. Oh no, barely anything. Your chest tightens a little. Thoughts start swirling, and the more you beg sleep to come back, the faster it runs away. Feel familiar? You're not the only one. This 3 to 5 a.m. wake-up call is more common than you'd guess, especially for women as we age. But here's the catch. Battling to force yourself back to sleep is the biggest mistake you can make. Why does it backfire? Chasing sleep is like trying to catch a butterfly with a sledgehammer. It just makes a mess. When you lie there, silently pleading for your mind to quiet down, you're accidentally stirring the pot. Anxiety sneaks in, and with it comes cortisol, that sneaky hormone that screams, "Rise and shine." Even when you're desperate for the opposite. Your body tenses. Your nerves buzz, and before you know it, you're more awake than when you started. The irony? The harder you push, the more sleep slips through your fingers. Let's turn that restless moment around instead. Here's what to do. Don't stay flat, stewing in the dark. Ease yourself up, just a gentle lift. No need to bounce out of bed like it's morning. This small move whispers to your brain, we're not giving up here. Now tune into your breathing. Draw a slow breath in through your nose, count to 4, then let it out through your mouth for 6 counts. Do this a handful of times. It's like flipping a calming switch. Your body's relax mode kicks in, pushing back against that cortisol wave. You'll notice your jaw unclench, your pulse ease. It's not a gimmick. It's your biology stepping up. Next, take a quick scan. What's throwing you off? Is your pillow a lumpy relic from last year? Are the blankets twisted around you like a vine? Is the air too thick or biting cold? These little irritants can yank you awake without waving a flag. Fix them on the spot. Puff up the pillow, untangle yourself, nudge the thermostat to that cozy 60-67 degree MEF range. Experts swear by it for sleep. Maybe keep a glass of water handy. Sometimes a dry throat's the culprit you didn't suspect. Tiny tweaks can shift the whole game. Those groggy jottings might bloom into something clever by daylight. Not a writer? Picture a tranquil place. A lake at sunrise, a breeze through the trees. If you're fidgety, slip out of bed for a sec, reach your arms up, loosen your shoulders. The trick? Sidestep the panic pit. Accept you're awake, not as a defeat, but as a pause you can shape. Next time 3 a.m. creeps in and your eyes flutter open, don't wrestle the night. Breathe deep, tweak your space, lean into the stillness. Those wee hours might just hold a gift you didn't expect. Step 2. Quench your thirst, but do it smart. It's 3:47 a.m., and something's not right. Your mouth feels like you've been munching on sand, your legs are jittery like they've got a mind of their own, or you're roasting under the covers even though the room's cool. Does that ring a bell? Here's a sneaky suspect you might not have clocked. Your body's parched while you were dreaming or trying to. It's been quietly losing water through every exhale and trickle of sweat, and now it's tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, I need a drink." But before you stumble to the sink and start guzzling, let's hydrate with a little savvy. It can make or break your slide back to sleep. First things first, ditch the icy cold glass. Sure, it sounds tempting when you're groggy and warm, but chugging something straight from the fridge is like splashing cold water on a dozing pup. It jolts you awake when you're aiming to unwind. Your insides tense up, your system perks up, and suddenly you're more alert than you want to be. Instead, reach for water that's room temp or just a touch warm. It flows down easy, matching your body's natural rhythm without ringing any wake-up bells. Keep a little bottle or cup by your bed. No need to trek across the house in the dark. Take small sips, not big swallows. Want to kick it up a notch? Your body's not just begging for water. It's missing the good stuff like sodium, potassium, and magnesium that slipped away while you slept. Ever wake up with a dull throb in your head or that odd, restless but wiped feeling? That's your electrolytes waving a tiny red flag. Here's a trick. Sprinkle a pinch of fancy sea salt, think Celtic or Himalayan, not the plain table kind, into your water. Just a few grains, nothing salty enough to taste. It's a quiet boost that evens you out without overworking your system. Not a salt fan? Squeeze in a hint of lemon juice. It perks up digestion that's slowed overnight and tosses in a dash of potassium for good measure. And if your mind's buzzing too, maybe replaying that awkward chat from yesterday, here's a pro move. Stash a thermos of chamomile tea by your side. Brew it light before bed and let it sit there. This isn't just a cozy old tale. Chamomile's packed with something called apigenin that dials down your brain's chatter, soothing those jumpy nerves. The warmth eases your throat, the soft floral vibe pulls your thoughts off the hamster wheel, and before long, you're floating back to calm. Bonus, it keeps you hydrated without sending you running to the bathroom an hour later. Why does this matter? Going dry doesn't just leave you thirsty, it throws your whole sleep game off. Low fluids make your heart race a bit harder, your body temp wobble, and your muscles fidget. All sneaky enough to nudge you awake, but quiet enough you might not point the finger. A clever hydration tweak can flip that restless wake-up into a gentle reset. Next time you're up at 4 a.m., throat scratchy or legs antsy, don't just drown it. Sip something warm, add a mineral twist, or lean on chamomile's chill. It's a small move that pays off big for your body and your dreams. Step 3. Listen to your feelings. They might be calling. You jolt awake at 4:12 a.m., and it's not just the usual haze pulling you out of slumber. There's a strange weight pressing on your chest, a restless flutter you can't shake, a quiet ache that doesn't quite have a name. Maybe your mind's already off and running, chewing over a sharp word from yesterday or fretting about something lurking around tomorrow's corner. Does this sound like a scene you've played out before? Here's a thought you might not have considered. Your emotions could be the ones flicking the switch in the dark. There's an old wisdom from traditional Chinese medicine that ties those early hours, roughly 3 to 5 a.m., to your lungs. And it's not just about air. They say the lungs cradle feelings like sadness, grief, or tension. Waking up in that window with a heart that feels full or uneasy. It might not be random, your body could be tapping you awake to peek at what's simmering beneath the surface. Modern research nods along too. Stress and buried emotions love to rattle your sleep, often striking in the wee hours when your brain's sifting through the day's leftovers. Ever notice how everything feels heavier at night? That's no accident. So what's the move? Don't just lie there, letting it stew. Ease yourself up a bit, prop a pillow behind you, and ask, what's tugging at me? No need to dig too deep, just let the first whispers bubble up. Is it a work worry gnawing at you? A pang of something you've brushed aside? Reach for that trusty bedside notepad, yep, it's earning its keep now, and scratch down 3 things. Doesn't matter if it's sloppy. I'm stewing over that call. I feel off and don't know why. This quiet's too loud. Dumping it on paper lifts it off your shoulders. Now give it a little release. Take 5 slow breaths. Inhale through your nose for 4 counts, then let it slip out your mouth for 6. With each breath out, picture that knot loosening, drifting away like leaves on a stream. Murmur to yourself, out loud or in your head, I'm setting this down for now. You're not erasing it. You're just resting it aside, like sliding a heavy bag off your back. Studies back this up. Scribbling your thoughts cuts the mental clutter, easing stress, while those deep breaths dial down the jitters, nudging your body back to peace. This isn't about cracking life's mysteries at 4 a.m. Your sleepy head's not built for that. It's about tuning in. If you wake up with that restless hum or a heart that won't settle, don't push it away. Acknowledge it. Let it breathe. Those still hours might be your feelings asking for a quick hello, and giving them that could clear the path back to rest. Next time the night feels thick at 3-something, lean in. You might lighten your load and your sleep in one go. Still with me? Drop number 2 in the comments to let me know. Right before, ease into motion. Refresh your body. It's 4:23 a.m. and the clock's staring you down again. You've been rolling back and forth, blankets knotted up like a puzzle gone wrong. Time crawls. Each tick feels like a taunt, and the more you try to freeze and coax sleep back, the more your body pushes back. Your neck's locked tight. Your legs won't quit fidgeting, and your brain's stuck muttering, "Why am I still up?" Sound like a night you've lived through? Here's the snag. Staying pinned to the bed, simmering in that antsy fog, just sinks you deeper into the wide-awake zone. After 15 minutes of restless wrestling, your body's practically pleading for a gentle shake-up. Not a marathon, but a soft reset to loosen the knots. Don't buy the idea that you've got to stay stiff as a board. That's a recipe for failure when your nerves are humming. Ease up instead. Slide against the headboard or let your legs dangle off the side, whatever feels natural. Start with that cranky neck. It's likely stiff from hours of pillow tussling. Tilt your head slow and easy. Drop your chin toward your collarbone. Then lean it right, letting your ear nudge your shoulder. Breathe into it. Then sway to the left. Roll through a few rounds, nice and calm. You'll feel that tension start to unravel. It's like telling your neck the day's fight is done. Now tackle those shoulders. They're probably scrunched up like they're guarding a secret. Hoist them high, as if you're brushing the ceiling, then let them fall with a quiet breath out. Do this 3 or 4 times. Inhale as you lift, exhale as you drop. It's like flipping a switch on the tightness that's been sneaking up your spine all night. You might hear a faint creak, nothing to fret over, just your body saying thanks. Next, wake up your flow. Perch on the bed's edge and try a loose forward bend. Let your hands drift toward your shins or the floor, no strain needed. Hang there a moment, breathing deep. It stirs your blood, chasing away that sluggish, cooped-up ache in your back. Legs still jumpy? Lift one at a time and give it a soft wiggle, like you're shaking off a splash from the pool. 10 seconds each side. It's quirky, sure, but it works. Those restless twitches fizzle out fast. And if your hands or feet feel like ice, a sneaky sleep thief, rub your palms together briskly, then cradle your feet for a quick warm-up. Science says toasty hands and feet nudge you to sleep faster by helping your core cool off just right. Tie it all together with steady breaths, 4 counts in through your nose, 6 out through your mouth, and your body gets the hint, all's calm here. This quick, gentle stretch shakes off the jitters and primes you to slip back into rest. Next time you're up at 4 a.m., tangled and tense, don't grit it out. Move easy. It's the refresh your body's been craving. Liking this so far? Drop number 3 in the comments to let me know. Step 5. Soothe your thoughts with sound. It's 3:58 a.m. and your mind's decided it's rally time. Thoughts bounce like ping-pong balls. Did I pay that bill? What's tomorrow's plan? Why did I blurt that out 3 years ago? Every attempt to hush them just cranks the noise louder, and sleep feels like it's packed up and left town. Ring a bell? When your brain's spinning like this, telling it to just relax is about as useful as asking a whirlwind to take a break. But here's a clever fix. Sound. The right kind can lasso those wild thoughts and steer them back to quiet. No mental tug of war needed. Steer clear of your phone. Its glow and endless feeds are a trap that'll keep you buzzing. Try pink noise instead. Forget the scratchy buzz of white noise. Pink noise is smoother, warmer, like a gentle hum from nature. Think soft rain tapping on leaves, a breeze weaving through branches, or waves lapping at the shore. It's a cozy blanket of sound that cuddles your brain, easing it into slower waves that lead to deep rest. Research backs it. A 2017 study showed pink noise not only lulls you to sleep, but can even perk up your memory the next day. Keep a track queued up, volume low, just a whisper in the dark, and let it melt your racing mind into the shadows. Not a fan of steady hums? Give a short, guided meditation a whirl, 5 to 10 minutes, nothing long-winded. Imagine a warm, steady voice guiding you. Feel your feet soften. Now your legs unwind. It's like a grown-up bedtime tale, simple enough to bore your brain out of its frenzy, focused enough to pull you off the worry track. Hunt down a free one online, check it first for no jarring ads, and keep it hushed, almost fading into the pillow. It's a lifeline to pull you back to calm. Or, if words are your thing, pick a monotone audiobook. Skip the high-drama sagas. Go for something tame and sleepy, a ramble about wildflowers, a slow dive into ancient bridges, a lecture on cloud formations. The magic's in the dull, even tone. It hooks your mind just enough to stop the chaos, but its gentle drone lets you float away. I once dozed off to a guy murmuring about seaweed, out like a light in minutes, and I couldn't care less about ocean plants. Set it up with a timer so it fades out, volume barely there, no sudden twists to snap you back. Why does sound win? Your brain loves a rhythm to follow. When it's racing, it's like a train off the rails. Sound lays down a new path, slow and steady. Studies say low, consistent audio, like pink noise or a calm voice, dials down your nervous system's chatter, shaving minutes off the trek back to sleep. Next time your thoughts are bouncing at 4 a.m., skip the screen spiral, reach for sound. Cue up that rainy hum, a soft meditation, or a narrator dull enough to quiet a storm. It's a gentle hug for your overworked mind, nudging you back to dreams before you know it. And there you have it. 5 clever ways to transform those 3 to 5 a.m. wake-ups from restless tangles into pockets of calm, wellness, and even a little self-reflection. I hope these steps light a new path for you, turning those midnight nudges into moments you can embrace. So what's one gem you're tucking away from this? Maybe it's sipping that warm lemon water, stretching out the kinks, or letting sound lull your busy mind. Pop it in the comments below. I'd love to know what you're eager to try and how it works out for you. Your stories keep this journey going. If this sparked something for you, give that like button a tap. It's a little boost that helps me share more tips for life's quieter years. Subscribe and flick on the bell so you're in the loop for what's next. Got a friend who's up when the world's asleep? Share this with them. It might just be the nudge they need. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Here's to sweeter nights ahead. I'll see you in the next one.